بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد أحييكم بتحية الإسلام تحية من أهل الجنة تحية من عند الله مباركة طيبة وهي السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. All praise is indeed due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Blessing and salutation upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his entire household, his companions, and all those that are struggling unto the day of resurrection. Inshallah, it's a blessing of Allah that we fix a day like this day to meet in this gathering, and by His mercy, He extended our soul to witness this particular day. Alhamdulillah, we have every reason to appreciate Allah. It's not by our wisdom. There are those who plan to reach a day like this day, in fact, to live beyond this particular day, but Allah took them away from us. We ask Allah to have mercy on the believers' souls, and we also ask Allah to grant us good endings. The theme of this discussion is patience in the face of adversity, which the topic of it is ease after hardship. Before I start the lecture, I would like to ask my sisters and as well my mothers, because I want to know the hours given for the lecture. 45, beginning to 11. Inshallah. After that, my dear respected sisters and as well mothers in Islam, I'm enjoining myself and as well enjoining you to be conscious of Allah. Allah, the Majesty, the Most High. Because this consciousness of Allah is a commandment to the previous nation and as well to the present nation. This in accordance to the statement of Allah in the Quran, in Surah An-Nisa. Allah mentioned that وَلِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. To Allah belongs everything that is in the heavens and everything that is in the earth. He now said, وَلَقَدْ وَصَّيْنَا الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ وَإِيَّاكُمْ. That indeed you have enjoined those before you from the people of the book, and as well enjoined you, the nation of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu whom the Quran was given to, and this was the end, what Allah is commanding the previous nation and the present nation, that's an Allah, for them that you should be conscious of Allah. But what in takfur, if you disbelieve, you reject those commandments, the advice given to you, then you should have it at the back of your mind. That matter, فَإِنَّ لِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. To Allah belongs what is in the heavens, and to Him belongs what is in the earth. وَكَانَ اللَّهُ غَنِيًّا حَمِيدًا. Indeed, Allah is self-sufficient and Allah is praised. Meaning, Allah is enjoining us to be conscious of Him. Our consciousness of Allah, our fear of Allah have nothing to increase Allah in His kingdom. And also, our disbelief in Allah reduce nothing from Allah's kingdom. If you decided not to worship Allah, Allah is reducing nothing in His kingdom. For that, my dear respected sisters, and as for my mothers, I'm enjoining you to be conscious of Allah, to obey Allah, to obey His commandments. Allah mentioned in the surah, in Surah Al-Imran, that whatever now, you should be conscious of you should guard yourself from the hellfire. The hellfire which is prepared for the unbelievers. He now said ahead of the ayah that وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ. You should obey Allah and obey His Messenger لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ, in order that you will obtain His mercy. And this mercy of Allah, anytime you heard in the Quran mentioning about the mercy of Allah, it means Al-Jannah. That is Sil'atullah, the commodity of Allah, which the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that Mala inna sil'ata Allah al-ghaliya, that the commodity of Allah is so expensive. Wa inna sil'ata Allah al-Jannah, and the commodity of Allah is Al-Jannah. That is why the Prophet ﷺ said that rather, we should be rest assured that Wallahi, none of us deserve, or our deeds can never qualify us the paradise, the Jannah of Allah, except by the mercy of Allah. It's by the mercy that Allah, as you are struggling, you don't rely on your deeds alone, you also ask Allah, you supplicate. Supplication of mother, fear of His punishment, and as well having hope in His mercy. My dear respected brothers and sisters, my dear respected sisters and mothers in Islam, by the topic is after hardship. Yes, of course, each and every one person living on the face of the earth is tried with one or two things. Allah tried everyone, and the hardship, trial of hardship, or something of its equivalent, we are not the first person that Allah started trying. Those before us were tried. The messengers, those whom Allah chose to be the best among mankind, Allah tested them to the extent the Prophet ﷺ said, those that are prone to trial, severe trial, are the messengers. Allah tests people based on their faith. Most of the time, how strong your faith is, that's how Allah will also test you with something severe. To make your faith evident, make it apparent. Allah mentioned in Surah Al-Ankabut, after opening the chapter with some of the letters, some of the Arabic letters which no one knows the full meaning of those acronyms except he, by saying Alif Lam Mim, that أحسب الناس أن يتركوا أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون. Do people think because the saints, they believe in Allah, they should be left like that without them being tested, without them being tried, without them being exposed to some calamities? Allah now says, indeed, we've tried those before you. Those before us were tested. For that, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, we should be rest assured that Allah, the Most High, the Majesty, is wise in His decree. You have to know that anything that Allah decreed, there is wisdom behind that. There is wisdom behind Allah's predestination. Allah have already decreed everything, has ordained everything that will happen before the creation of the heavens and the earth. In accordance to the hadith of Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As, saying the Messenger of Allah said that indeed Allah inna Allah kataba maqadir al-khalaiq, that Allah have decreed the predestination of His creations since of 50,000 years before the creation of the heavens and the earth, while His throne was on the water. That has already been decreed, and that is why the Prophet said nothing can change Allah's decree except subjugation. Nothing changes Allah's predestination except supplication. That is why we'll continue making supplication each and every day. We always continue beseeching Allah. We should be rest assured that Allah is very kind to His servants. If not because of the kindness of Allah to us, wallahi, no human being would have continued existing on the face of the earth. Because وَلَوْ يُؤَاخِذُ اللَّهُ النَّاسَ بِمَا كَسَبُوا مَا تَرَكَ عَلَى ظَهْرِهَا مِن دَابَّةٍ وَلَكِنْ يُؤَخِّرُهُمْ إِلَى أَجَلٍ مُّسَمًّى. If Allah is to seize us by our action, no human being would have lived or continue living on the face of the earth. But Allah continued giving people respite till the day of assembly, the day that each and every one will assemble in one gathering on the land of gathering. For that, our duty, what is legislated on us, is for us to be satisfied with the decree of Allah, for us to submit to the commandment of Allah, as Allah, the Most High, the Omnipotent, has never decreed anything to His believers except that that thing is good for them. You are experiencing hardship, you are experiencing some kind of adversity, calamities, or misfortune. Know that, yes, of course, to you it is bad, to you, but to Allah that is the best. Why? لماذا لا ننسب الشر إلى الله? We don't attribute evil to Allah, but Allah tests people, tests His creation, and every test it tests them with good, and as well it also tests them with something contrary to that, and all of them are good. That is why Suhaib, in hadith of Suhaib ibn Sinan, he narrated the hadith from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that mada ajaban li amri al-mu'min, that what is surprise or the affairs of the believers is something amazing. Inna amrahu kullahu khair. Every of his affairs are good. In asabathu darra sabara fakana khayran lahu. if he's afflicted with harm, something bad, something that he don't like, hardship, adversity, calamity, misfortune, sabara, he's patient. He is patient and believe that yes, these things happen by the permission of Allah. Sabara fakana khayran la, and that will now be the best for him. Because for him to have that belief will earn him Allah's mercy, will earn him Allah's pleasure, and as well it will also serve as a relief for him. وَإِنْ أَصَابَتْهُ سَرَّاءٌ, if something good approach him, good news, something that brings happiness to him or her, shakara, she appreciates it. فَكَانَ خَيْرًا لَهُ, and that appreciation will now be the best for him, for him or her. And the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that وَلَيْسَ ذَلِكَ لِأَحَدٍ إِلَّا لِلْمُؤْمِنِ, no one attained this bounty, no one attained this position except the believers. Believe in men and believe in women. Because most of the things that we are considering, or that we are considering as something dislike, something we hate, might be something which is good for to us. You have been afflicted with sickness. It might be a reason why Allah will expiate your sin for you. Allah mentioned in the Quran that وَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ. Most of the times, you dislike something and that will be better for you. And most of the times, something which you like, because each and every one of us want to live every single time to live comfortably, to live happily, and so many to live positively. Allah now say most of the time you may like something, and وَهُوَ شَرٌّ لَكُمْ, that will be evil to you. That might not be good for you, what you like. He now says, وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ, Allah knows everything, وَأَنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ, you know nothing. This is in Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 2 of the Quran, verse 216. My dear respected sisters in Islam, from or among the evidence of Allah's Lordship, because we have Mother, the scholars categorize oneness of Allah, that is monotheism, into three. We have Mother, Tawheed al-Uluhiyyah, Tawheed al-Uluhiyyah, Tawheed al-Asma' wa Sifat, the Lordship of oneness of Allah. Also, the Tawheed that has to do with action, and the Tawheed dealing with the beautiful names and attributes of Allah. And from among the evidence or evidences of Allah's Lordship, among the signs of the ability of Allah's ability over His creation, and from among the signs of the wisdom behind Allah's regulating the affairs of His servants, is that He fluctuates their affairs, their condition, from hardship to ease, adversity to relieve, hardship to ease to hardship, agony to relief, also relief to agony. This is how Allah decreed the world to be. And from all the signs, the three signs I mentioned of the Lordship of Allah is that He, Allah, is kind to His creation, which no one can comprehend how Allah is being kind to us. No one can comprehend it. And the wisdom of which most of us are ignorant about them. Something happening to you, only Allah knows the wisdom behind it. You don't need to question Allah. Why me? All the things is against the teachings of the Prophet ﷺ. You are looking at yourself that you don't deserve test of Allah. Why me? All this question. لا يسأل عما يفعل وهم يسألون. That is why most of the people blame and resentment being increased among people. And very, very few of people are pleased by what Allah decreed for them or gave to them, and only very, very few appreciate Allah regarding to His favor, which He bestows upon them. Even if Allah gave you nothing, just watch yourself, sit and look at yourself. Every part of your body is complete, while other people have lapses, have defects in their body. وَفِي أَنفُسِكُمْ أَفَلَا تُبْصِرُونَ. In yourself, are you not watching? Are you not sitting to even reflect over the way Allah created you without you having a defect in your body? Is that not enough for you to appreciate Allah? That is enough for you to say Alhamdulillah. Because as human beings, even if Allah gives you everything, you will still look for more. That is why the Prophet said that nothing can satisfy human being except his grave, his or her grave, not all the sand. That is why Allah mentioned in the Quran, وَقَلِيلٌ مِّنْ عِبَادِيَ الشَّكُورِ. Only very, very few from my servants appreciate Allah. Only very, very, very few appreciate Allah regarding to Allah's mercy. The Prophet has advised us always, always watch those that are below you. If you are looking at yourself, you are very poor, look at those that are poorer. You look at yourself, you have only one car. Look at those that have nothing. You look at yourself, I have no car, but Allah gave you the two legs, you are walking around. Look at those that are having defects. Some people have only one leg. If you have one leg, look at those that have no leg. Like that. Some people, Allah gave them cars, houses, but they still don't appreciate Allah. They look at those that are above them. How I wish I'm like this particular person. If you are always watching those that are above you, you won't appreciate Allah. That is why the Prophet discouraged us from looking at those that are above us when it comes to the worldly materialism. وَانظُرُوا إِلَى مَنْ هُوَ أَسْفَلَ مِنْكُمْ وَلَا تَنظُرُوا إِلَى مَنْ هُوَ فَوْقَكُمْ. Don't look at those that are above you. فَهُوَ أَجْدَرُ أَلَّا تَزْدَرُوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ. That is most befitable to you in order for you not to belittle the favor of Allah upon you. For that, we have to believe, to have it at the back of our mind, that that is how Allah decreed the world. And that is how Allah decreed everything. There are 3 levels of Mada al-Qadr. Before anything happens, Allah knows it. Allah knows that that thing is going to happen. Then, He now, that also has been documented in His preserved tablet. That is Mada fi lawhin mahfuz. Allah have already created everything that is going to happen in this world before the creation of the heavens and the earth with Mada 50,000 years. While His throne was on the water, then Allah now created you also to make that thing to happen through you. And He has the Mashiach, the will, the power to make it happen. Created you to make it also happen through you. These are the levels of Al-Qadr. Maratib al-Qadr, the 4 levels. Al-Ilm, that is Mada, having the knowledge. Then Al-Kitaba, documenting that thing to happen. That what will happen has already been documented in the preserved tablet. That is the second levels of Al-Qadr. Then the 4th level, Al-Mashi'a, Allah having the power. What Allah have decreed to happen will happen, and that thing is inevitable. Then that is the 3rd level. Then the 4th level is Mada, creating you to make that thing to happen through you. For that, any challenges you are facing, just accept it as Qadr. Accept it as Qadr, as predestination. And you always ask Allah to grant you the ability to pass the test. Because there is no single person except that Allah placed him or her on a trial. Allah mentioned in His book, in Surah Al-Talaq, verse 7, He said, Mada سَيَجْعَلُ اللَّهُ بَعْدَ عُسْرٍ يُسْرًا. Allah will bring after every hardship ease. He also mentioned in another surah, in Surah Al-Sharh, that is Alam Nashrah Laka Sadrak, in verse 5 to 6, verse 5 and 6, that Mada فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. For indeed, with hardship, there is ease. After every hardship, ease will follow. He also repeated the ayah twice. فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. Indeed, every hardship comes with ease. The repetition that the scholars say that the first ease is different from the second ease. The first ease is for you to even believe that what you are afflicted with is a predestination from Allah. And the second ease is that definitely that the ease that will follow that difficulty. You are being tested with sickness, inshallah, Allah will grant you health after it. And even if you don't have that health, you die as a result of that sickness, Allah will compensate you with Al-Jannah. For that, we should always, anything that happens to us, if it's something evil, attribute it most of the times to your action, to the shaitan, then always have it in your mind that yes, there is nothing that happens to you except that Allah is aware of it. It's by His permission that thing happens to you. While if it's something good, attribute it directly to Allah. It's not by your wisdom. You found yourself in one sensitive position. Don't attribute it to your wisdom. Don't attribute it to your education. Don't attribute it to your certificate. Attribute it to Allah. It's by Allah's permission. Then, meaning you have that tawheed. This is one of the 6 pillars of faith. Al-Qadr, Iman bil-Qadr. Whatever righteous action you are doing on the face of this earth, if you have no belief in that qadr, you are wasting your time. And Allah will not accept it from you. This is in accordance to the hadith of Ubadah ibn Samit. When he was warning, he was giving a commandment to his son, Al-Walid. Was giving a commandment to him that you have to believe in Qadr. Like even if you feed your wealth, you give your wealth, which the wealth that you feed the poor people amounts to the size of Uhud, without the belief of that Qadr, Allah will not accept it from you. Every calamities that befalls on any believer, you should have it in your mind that yes, inshallah, relief will come after it. And that one is inevitable. And every hardship that afflicts someone also will also come with ease. If you know that and you are certain about it, then I believe you will surrender your heart to the despair of relief or despair of mercy of Allah. And you won't forget Allah or attribute anything to any creation on the face of the earth. Because some of us, when something happened to us, we attribute it to human being. Some of us, we are here in Abuja, you think, yes, what is happening to me is from the village. You have lapses in your tawheed. You have deficiency in your tawheed. Allah said, He told the Prophet to tell Mother, the mushrikun, لن يصيبنا إلا ما كتب الله لنا هو مولانا. Nothing can happen to you except what Allah has decreed upon you. Because Allah is your protector, is your guardian. You don't attach your heart to anything or anyone besides Allah. For the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, وَأَنَّ الْفَوْجَ مَعَ الْكَوْمِ. With every anguish, pain, definitely definitely relief will come after. And وَأَنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. For every hardship, there will be ease that will follow it. Is also hadith of Abdullah ibn Abbas, عند الترمذي. For if calamities befalls on the people on the face of the earth, and their misery becomes severe, they are passing through a lot of misery about giving up, أَسْعَفَهُمُ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى بِالْيُسْرِ. Allah will aid them with ease. Just like the example of COVID-19 or that epidemics or pandemic. Most of people just give up that this will not go again. But Allah, by His mercy, His mother, He supported us and lifted that trial from us. That is the decree of Allah. And that is the methodology Allah applied to the messengers and as well to the believers, those who believe with the messengers, those who believe in Allah. As Allah mentioned regarding to our righteous predecessors. And as here Allah addressed them, and that addressing is also to us too. That am hasibitum an tadkhulul jannah. Do you think you will just be admitted into Jannah just like that? وَلَمَّا يَأْتِكُمْ مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ خَلَوْا مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ. What has affected those before you will not affect you. Just the likes of those things. You will not pass through those tests. Allah placed them on some trial. He said, مَسَّتْهُمُ الْبَأْسَاءُ وَالضَّرَّاءُ. That they were afflicted with al-ba'sa, which is poverty, وَالضَّرَّاءُ, and hardship. They passed through those tests. Ba'sa وَالضَّرَّاءُ, poverty and hardship. وَزُلْزِلُوا, they were severely shaken. حَتَّى يَقُولَ الرَّسُولُ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مَعَهُ مَتَى نَصْرُ اللَّهِ. Until, to the extent, the Prophet ﷺ himself and the companions with him now make mention of this statement, مَتَى نَصْرُ اللَّهِ. When will the victory of Allah come to us? When will the help of Allah come to us? Allah now said they should listen. His mother, inevitably, inna nasrullahi qareeb, that the help of Allah is near. Allah mentioned also before then, if the Prophet ﷺ and his companions are placed into this kind of trial, that the Prophet ﷺ will mention from his mouth and his companions will mention all those things. Who are we that Allah will not test us? If you are tested with anything, be patient. Allah will bring relief. Have tawheed. Don't allow the little test that Allah tests you, don't allow it to make you forget about the bounty of Allah upon you. Reflect over what Allah have did to you. Many, from yourself as yourself, to your wealth, to your children, and so many favor of Allah upon you. Look at those things and appreciate Allah over it. Then the little test that Allah tested you, ask Allah to grant you relief from it. In Surah Yusuf, Allah mentioned that regarding to the messengers who were inviting their people to Tawheed. They denied them. They refused to answer them. They spent years addressing them, calling them to the path of Allah. They refused, they belied them, belied the message, belied the existence of Allah. حَتَّى إِذَا اسْتَيْأَسَ الرُّسُلُ, until when the messengers despaired, almost give up. وَظَنُّوا أَنَّهُمْ قَدْ كُذِبُوا, and they were certain, الظَّنُّ هُنَا بِمَعْنَى الْيَقِينِ, they were certain that their people have belied them. Allah mentioned that مَاذَا جَاءَهُمْ نَصْرُنَا, our punishment come to pass, come to take its existence. Our destruction come to take its existence. فَنُجِّيَ مَن نَّشَاءُ, then we save those whom we wish, that is, those that believe in Allah with the messengers. Then Allah now says, "Mother, وَلَا يُرَدُّ بَأْسُنَا عَنِ الْقَوْمِ الْمُجْرِمِينَ," that our punishment cannot be repelled, cannot be put off from the wrongdoers, from the criminals. When you think of yourself being tested with hardship, think of the messengers that passed through all this kind of test. Think of Nabi Yusuf. He was tested. He was placed on hardship before Allah grant him relief. Hardship of his brothers envying him, they envied him. Hardship of him being cast into a deep well, but Allah protected him. Hardship of him being sold as a slave. Hardship of him being accused of his honor. Accusing of adultery with the wife of the king. His honor has been tested. Hardship of him being unjustly imprisoned. But Allah grant him ease, Allah grant him relief after some years. We are tested today, you just want Allah to grant you relief today. Continue asking, supplicating Allah, and don't lose hope. And don't be hastened regarding to you being removed from that hardship. And Nabi Yusuf, after passing all this hardship, he was released from the prison and was appointed as a minister to take care of the treasury of the earth, as a minister of finance, for him to be the one to distribute the livelihood of the people. This is Nabi Yusuf, who passed through all these tests. Who are we that we will be having in our mind that Allah will not test us? Allah will definitely test us. It is written, and Allah has the Mashiach, and Allah has created you to pass through some tests. The stories of Nabi Ibrahim, just telling us in brief. Regarding Nabi Ibrahim, he was placed on trial also. He was placed on those kind of hardship. When he stood seeing the fire, that lit a fire that they would throw him inside. But Allah now brought forth ease at that moment when they prepared the fire for them to throw Nabi Ibrahim inside. And they are saying, "Hadribu wa ansuru alihatakum," to burn him, just burn him so that we rest from all this kind of admonishment. Wansuru alihatakum, support your gods. If you are to do something for him, just burn him. As they throw him, or as they are casting him inside, Allah now commanded the fire that mother, "Ya now, oh you this fire, kuni bardan," the coolness was salam and safety upon Nabi Ibrahim. He was saved. For that, always reflect on what has happened to our righteous predecessors, most especially our prophets, those whom Allah appointed to deliver His message. And Nabi Musa was placed on test also, which time will not permit me to mention regarding Nabi Musa. His mother was placed on trial when he was giving birth, that Allah commanded her to throw Nabi Musa inside in the sea. Can we do that? This is mother, and this is Tawheed. Her believing in the oneness of Allah. She obeyed the commandment of Allah and threw the son while looking in the sea. And then Musa was giving birth on the year that Fir'aun slaying children, killing children. And he made an attempt in executing him, in killing him, but the wife were able to speak to him in a manner on a low tone. He has to be the one by the predestination of Allah to raise Nabi Musa in his home. After reaching the age of maturity and having mentally fit, he sent mother, we call them conspirators, to kill Nabi Musa, but still he has to run from the town. On his way running from the town, Allah stopped him, granted him relief, he saved him, and even spoke to him, speaking mouth to mouth without any intermediary. And then Musa passed through, him and his people passed through all those steps to the extent till when they ran from the town of Egypt, on reaching to the Red Sea. To cross the Red Sea, there is no road for them to cross and deviate from the Red Sea. Turning back for them to look for another way, they met Fir'aun and his people and his soldiers. They met Fir'aun and his soldiers standing or coming after them. They have no escape again. To the extent the people of Nabi Musa lose hope and ask him, Kai, inna lamudrakun. This year we've been seized. We have no place of mother refuge. But Allah inspired on him to beat the Red Sea with his staff, to strike it. Doing that, striking it, the thing split into parts, and they could have a way to pass by. They passed by successfully, and the people of Mada and Fir'aun were thinking, see, they could pass through the Red Sea successfully, they will also pass the Red Sea successfully. Allah allowed them, allow them to enter it. They are beginning from the first person to the last person. When they enter inside, then وَأَزْلَفْنَا ثَمَّ الْآخَرِينَ وَأَنْجَيْنَا مُوسَى وَمَعَهُ أَجْمَعِينَ ثُمَّ أَغْرَقْنَا الْآخَرِينَ. They were drowned in it. And that was when Fir'aun now tried to confess that yes, he has accepted Islam. But Allah now says that الآن وَقَدْ عَصَيْتَ قَبْلُ وَكُنْتَ مِنَ الْمُفْسِدِينَ فَالْيَوْمَ نُنَجِّيكَ بِبَدَنِكَ لِتَكُونَ لِمَنْ خَلْفَكَ آيَةً. Allah destroyed him and made him mother and ayah, a kind of lessons for those that will have his kind of behavior. We've read about the story of Nabi Yusuf, about it, and Nabi Yunus also, who ran from his town, from his people, because they refused to listen to him without waiting for the commandment of Allah. Allah placed him on test. He was thrown inside the deep sea, darkness of the sea. After the darkness of the sea, the deepness of the sea, he was swallowed by whale. In the darkness of the womb of that whale, he has to make supplication. He did not give up, he did not give up, he did not lose hope. He asked Allah, admitted his shortcoming. Then Allah saved him and allowed the whale to vomit him out on the seashore, then as human beings, who can imagine how that these kind of things, someone will have a relief or will be granted ease after passing all this trial of hardship. A lot of things happen at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, and also after his death, like the Battle of Khandaq, like the Battle of Mada, Uhud, the Battle of Hunayn, and so many battles that the Prophet ﷺ fought, and on his behalf, the companions also fought. The kind of test that they passed through. With time will not permit me to mention that. Also, I ask Allah to grant us understanding, and we ask Almighty Allah to grant us and our brothers who are passing through some difficulty, to grant them relief and ease from their trial. And we ask Allah to fill our hearts with Iman and as well yaqeen, certainty, and to fill our heart with al-khawf min adabillah, fearing, being afraid of the punishment of Allah, and hoping, fill our heart with the hope of Allah's mercy, which is al-Jannah. And I ask Allah to expel despair from our hearts and our soul. We ask Allah to grant us steadfastness in His truth and in His path until we meet Allah. Inshallah, without taking much of your time, because my time has already 11:04 here. Inshallah, I will stop here. أسأل الله أن يجعلنا من الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. Don't know if there is a question regarding to the brief lecture. I'm also a student of knowledge, alhamdulillah. We are thinking we learn from ourselves. Now, if you have any question, if it's something you can respond to it, right now we respond to it. If it's something that we want to make research until before responding to it, inshallah, we do that. Now,
thank you so much for your time and knowledge and perspective. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So we now have our own discussion.
also be patient with me.